Have you ever looked at someone in their 80s and wondered how they still seem so energetic, so strong, and so full of life while others struggled decades earlier? As a doctor, I've spent years working with patients from all walks of life, and I've noticed something that completely changed the way I think about aging. Some people reach their 50s already feeling old. They complain of low energy, aching joints, poor balance, and declining strength. Yet others reach their 70s, 80s, and beyond with a level of vitality that seems almost unbelievable. If you think that's simply a matter of genetics, think again. One of the biggest myths about aging is that getting weaker is inevitable. In reality, many of the changes people associate with aging are actually the result of habits repeated over years and decades. The good news is that your future health is influenced by the choices you make today. In my practice, I have met patients who continue to surprise me with their strength, independence, and resilience. They aren't necessarily wealthy. They aren't necessarily fitness fanatics. But they share certain habits that keep them moving, thinking, and living at a level that many younger people envy. Before we get started, if you're interested in healthy aging, longevity, strength, and practical medical advice to help you live a better life, consider subscribing to the channel. My goal is to help you stay active, independent, and healthy for as many years as possible. Now let's talk about what I believe are the most powerful habits that help people stay youthful and strong well into their later years. The first habit is protecting muscle at all costs. If there is one thing I wish every patient understood, it is this. Muscle is the currency of aging. Most people think aging begins with wrinkles. It doesn't. Aging begins when you start losing strength. Every year after middle age, adults naturally lose muscle mass unless they actively work to maintain it. The problem is that many people don't notice it happening until everyday tasks become difficult. Suddenly, carrying groceries feels harder. Climbing stairs leaves them out of breath. Getting up from a chair requires effort. The strongest older adults I meet have one thing in common. They continue challenging their muscles. They don't spend their days sitting. They stay active. Some lift weights. Some use resistance bands. Some perform bodyweight exercises. Others garden, hike, or stay physically engaged in ways that require effort. The specific activity matters less than the fact that they continue using their muscles. I once treated a patient in her early 80s who could easily outperform people half her age in basic strength tests. People constantly asked her secret. They expected some special supplement or miracle diet. Her answer was simple. She never stopped moving. She treated exercise like brushing her teeth. It wasn't optional. It was part of life. The second habit is prioritizing protein. One of the most common nutritional mistakes I see is that older adults often don't consume enough protein. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at maintaining muscle tissue. This means protein becomes even more important, not less. Many people start their day with sugary cereals, pastries, or processed foods that provide calories, but very little nutritional support. The healthiest older adults I know build their meals around quality protein sources. Eggs, fish, lean meats, Greek yogurt, beans, and other protein-rich foods help preserve muscle and support recovery. I often tell my patients that every meal is an opportunity. You can either nourish your future self or slowly weaken your body. The choices may seem small on a daily basis, but over years they create dramatically different outcomes. The people who remain strong into their later decades usually understand this principle and apply it consistently. The third habit is daily movement. Notice that I didn't say daily exercise. Exercise is important, but movement throughout the day may be even more important. One pattern I see among patients who age exceptionally well is that they rarely remain sedentary for long periods. Many modern lifestyles involve hours of sitting. We sit in cars, sit at desks, sit on couches, and spend much of our day inactive. Unfortunately, the human body was never designed for constant sitting. The healthiest older adults find reasons to move throughout the day. They walk after meals. They take the stairs when possible. They stay engaged in activities that keep them physically active. Walking deserves special attention. It may be one of the most underrated health tools available. Walking improves cardiovascular health, supports weight management, enhances mood, improves circulation, and helps maintain mobility. Some of my healthiest patients are not athletes. They're simply consistent walkers. In fact, I've seen patients completely transform their health by committing to a daily walking routine. Their energy improves, their sleep improves, their blood pressure improves, their confidence improves. Small actions repeated consistently can produce remarkable results. The fourth habit is protecting sleep. Sleep is often treated as a luxury, but from a medical perspective, it is a biological necessity. During sleep, your body repairs tissues, regulates hormones, supports immune function, and consolidates memories. Many people spend years neglecting their sleep and then wonder why they feel exhausted, irritable, and unhealthy. The healthiest older adults I know respect sleep. They create routines that support quality rest. They maintain consistent sleep schedules. They reduce distractions before bedtime. They prioritize recovery just as much as activity. One thing I've noticed is that people often search for complicated solutions when simple ones would have a bigger impact. They look for expensive supplements while sleeping only 5 hours per night. They search for miracle cures while ignoring one of the most powerful recovery mechanisms built into the human body. If you want to maintain energy, mental sharpness, and physical resilience as you age, protecting your sleep should be one of your highest priorities. The fifth habit may be the most important of all. It has nothing to do with diets, exercise equipment, or medical treatments. It is having a purpose. Over the years, I've noticed something remarkable. The people who age the best usually have a reason to get out of bed in the morning. They remain connected to family, community, hobbies, learning, volunteering, faith, or personal goals. They stay engaged with life. When people lose their sense of purpose, their health often begins declining in ways that cannot be fully explained by medicine alone. They become less active, less motivated, less socially connected. Their physical and mental health frequently suffer. Meanwhile, people with purpose continue moving forward. They continue learning. They continue contributing. They continue caring about tomorrow. This mindset has a profound impact on overall well-being. I remember a gentleman in his late 80s who amazed everyone around him. He wasn't the strongest person physically, but his attitude was extraordinary. Every day he had a plan. Every day he had something to look forward to. Every day he remained engaged with the world. His energy seemed to come from something deeper than physical fitness alone. Another important lesson I've learned as a doctor is that stress management matters more than most people realize. Chronic stress affects nearly every system in the body. It influences sleep, blood pressure, immune function, inflammation, and mental health. The healthiest older adults aren't people who never experience stress. They're people who develop healthy ways to manage it. Some practice meditation, some pray, some spend time in nature, some exercise, some prioritize meaningful relationships. The method varies, but the principle remains the same. They don't allow stress to dominate their lives. Social connection is another powerful factor. Human beings are social creatures. Loneliness has been associated with numerous negative health outcomes. The strongest and happiest older adults often maintain close relationships with family members, friends, neighbors, or community groups. I've seen patients with significant medical challenges maintain an excellent quality of life because they have strong social support. I've also seen people struggle despite having relatively few health problems because they became isolated and disconnected. One thing that consistently surprises people is how powerful simple habits can be. Many expect health and longevity to come from breakthrough treatments or revolutionary discoveries. While medical advances certainly matter, the foundation of healthy aging remains surprisingly straightforward. Move your body, protect your muscles, eat quality foods, prioritize sleep, manage stress, stay connected, maintain a purpose. Repeat these habits year after year. The patients who follow these principles rarely look for shortcuts. They understand that lasting health comes from consistency. They focus on what they can control rather than worrying about what they cannot. If you're watching this today, regardless of your age, remember that it is never too early and rarely too late to start making positive changes. Your body responds to what you do repeatedly. Every healthy choice is a vote for the person you want to become. You don't need perfection. You don't need to transform your entire life overnight. What you need is consistency. Small improvements, practiced daily, often lead to extraordinary results over time. As a doctor, I can tell you that the difference between aging well and aging poorly is often smaller than people think. It isn't usually one dramatic decision. It's the accumulation of thousands of daily choices. So the next time you meet someone in their 80s who seems decades younger than their age, don't assume they were simply lucky. More often than not, you're seeing the result of habits built over a lifetime. And if there is one message I hope you remember from today's discussion, it is this. Age is a number, but strength, vitality, and independence are things you can actively protect. Start today. Your future self will thank you for it. And who knows, decades from now, someone may look at you and wonder what your secret is.